So as an investor, there are two big trends that I'd have my eye on right now. The first is post-demographic consumerism. This idea that the old demographic model of predicting consumer behavior is breaking down, and consumers now are much more able to construct their own lives, to construct their own mindsets, construct their own ways of thinking. So as an investor, I'd be on the lookout for brands that show all the signs of really understanding that trend, of really understanding diversity, being open-minded about who their customers are and how their customers are living. So just one example, Wells Fargo in the US recently ran an advert for its mortgage product that showed a gay couple learning sign language just before adopting a deaf child. So that's clearly a brand that is open-minded about the way we're living now, that's open-minded about who its customers are and who understands diversity. That's the kind of brand I'd have my eye on. And the second really important thing to say about post-demographic consumerism is, of course, diversity, changing lifestyles looks different depending on which market you're operating in. So there's huge opportunities with this trend when it comes to emerging markets. Think about what diversity looks like in India. Think about what new lifestyles look like in China. And think, of course, about the rise of the middle classes in those emerging markets. So the second big trend I'd have my eye on as an investor is the Internet of Better Things. And that's about taking this big tech trend that we all know is coming, the Internet of Things, and just using it to really give consumers things they really need or want, using the Internet of Things to serve a real human need. So as an investor, number one, I'd have, of course, my eye on brands and businesses who are building the devices that are going to constitute the Internet of Things. So think about Nest, for example, make the smart thermostat, the smart smoke detector in your home. They sold a couple of years ago to Google for $3.2 billion. So that's an indication of the huge kinds of plays that are ahead when it comes to device makers. But then, of course, there's the service providers. There's the people who are providing the infrastructure on which the Internet of Things will run. So think about brands such as Cisco. Second, though, if you don't want to do a pure tech play, you can think more broadly. Just think about the brands and businesses that are innovating well around the Internet of Things, that are applying this trend, the Internet of Better Things. So using the Internet of Things to deliver new products, new services to their consumers that really fulfill a human need. Those, again, are brands I'd have my eye on.